Are we logging
God,
on?
this is so
Waiting
stressful.
for the stream to go live. Now it's waiting to go.
Adam, were you that guy in high school that asked the teacher forgot to set out homework? Did you forget to set out homework? Did you forget to set out
I
homework?
thought we were supposed to have an exam today. No, I wasn't, because I didn't do my homework.
Oh.
Because like my mum would be like, "Have you done your homework?" So I'd be like, "Yes," but then I had never actually done it.
That
So
was
then I
me
was
too. Oh
hoping
my god, that was so
never
me.
to be called on. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
now we are live.
Yay!
Hi.
Hi guys. Is anyone on
Wow.
chat? Let me see. Not yet. Wait.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Link, is it on your YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, we have James.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
James.
Hi, James.
First one
Hi,
on
James.
Should we do like introductions or be slightly more interesting than just saying hello to James?
No, that's the whole
I'm going
shtick.
to share the
We're
link.
56
Yeah.
56 minutes of hi, James.
Hi, Fly. How are you?
Nailed it.
Hi. My dog's on the stream too. Hi.
Oh, good. I mean, really, that was the main reason you were invited, was to get
Yeah.
your little dog on the stream.
Oh, thank you,
Understand.
James.
Wow,
James is going to send a tweet out to let people know we are
Yay.
live.
that stream looks pretty slick, Patty. That's a really good job over there.
Thank
That's a
you.
really
Yeah.
good stream.
Now
I mean, it doesn't
I
have-
have to redo my stream with James, because my stream with James was nothing like that. So now I have to redo it again with him.
Wow,
That's a
is.
shame. We'll just have to enjoy it a second time.
I mean, other than
Was I
not
supposed to
having
copy the
Blood Bowl.
questions that
Oh yeah.
I asked? So, Patty, are you the moderator? Are you interviewing us? How does this work? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
We haven't even planned anything. I'm just
I know.
here.
I don't
I got
plan
my mind, though.
my blog, so I don't plan my live streams. I think it's the same.
I brought a whole bottle just in case things got boring.
Oh, wow. I
got-
brought an apple. I assume that's pretty stream worthy.
Wait,
Electric-
wait, let me see. I gotta click on Nickel. Okay. What do you have?
It's called Electricon Brown, and I'm drinking it from the can, so I'm pretty classy.
Classy. Good over there, huh?
You know. What do you got? Other than
I
your
got.
Hi.
dog.
So, Color for Crypto is asking why the stream isn't coil enable. It should
What?
be, in fact, because
I-
I have my
yeah.
my YouTube link to my coil. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that Coil has access to this site, but it's not green. It's not highlighted for you.
Strange.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't
a
really
shame.
understand the coil infrastructure on other platforms yet.
Wait,
Yeah.
can I interject here? Because that was really awesome when Lauren's like, I don't know anything about crypto. I think she mentioned that to me the other night.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome if Coil is pulling people that don't know anything about crypto.
Exactly.
Because that's awesome. Like that, I mean, I think I told Adam this one time. I was like, if people keep talking about XRP, this thing's gonna die and crash and blow up. Like, I know I like XRP. I mean, my family will tell you how much I like XRP. It's so cool, you don't even know. Like,
Well, truly,
but-
I don't even know.
but that's like when I made my Coil account, I'm like, I'm not going to talk about XRP or XRP. That you can't, like, it's really cool and it's going to go up and I'm going to be a billionaire. So,
Yeah.
like, what is that? That's
Well,
nothing but.
You just sound like all the people who said that when like Bitcoin blew up and then they spent like $1,000 on like half of a Bitcoin.
Yeah, well,
And
that and it's like,
That would have worked out for them still.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
maybe. I don't know. I have to run the numbers.
17,000 or 18,000 on a Bitcoin probably are filled with regret.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, it has to. One of the use cases of it is to facilitate creative content, right? So if Coil actually starts making creative content, and that's not to say XRP doesn't have a place in that, but like the fact that Lauren was like, I don't, like you said it, you're like, I don't care less about XRP. And I was like, that's awesome. That's really cool.
It's
He
cool
said
to
that's
see
awesome
my,
as he was stabbing a voodoo doll.
Can you please give me your XRP?
yeah, it's cool to see my my TipBot account go up when people read my posts. That's cool, but I don't really know anything about it. Like, what can I do with this? I don't know.
But now you
I
know.
was so excited when I had a full 1 XRP on my first like couple posts. That was so exciting.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever get one full XRP from a post?
No.
I think once.
Some days I do, and one day I don't remember the blog, but I got 3 something XRPs in one day. I think it was my Portuguese pastry. I think it was that one. It was 3 something XRPs. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Patty's lying.
I think I got one the first time I was featured on the staff picks. I think I got one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right?
The first time. I've only been mentioned once. Not that I count. Now that I keep track of crap like that.
Absolutely not.
Maybe I've only been featured once. I can't remember.
Should we do introductions?
Yes, guys. Do you want Adam? You can start, please, because this way we can keep a certain order as the order people are seeing you. If you don't
Sure.
mind.
Alphabetical.
So on Coil, I am Aussie Ninja. On Twitter, I'm Crypto Adam 4, I think. Not sure.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I pretty much came to Coil. I knew Ken from Steam, the Steam blockchain, which is a blockchain I really enjoy, but it kind of just fizzled out. And then I saw Ken was tweeting about Coil, and that's how I jumped on. And then it turned out to be awesome. So I'm really excited. Not sure if I found my niche per se, but I just enjoy blogging about like pixel art and training for things and just generally having ideas and thoughts.
Did you, with the Steam, was that related to the Steam gaming thing or?
No, completely different.
Completely different?
Yeah, the Steam blockchain is with 2 E's and Steam, the gaming platform, is EA.
I'm glad you clarified that because I totally thought you meant Steam, the gaming platform.
No, the Steam blockchain. So the Steam blockchain is pretty good in that you can do so much with it, but because it's its own cryptocurrency, it's just died. It's worth like 14 cents or something. Like it's just not worth very much because they keep minting it all and just giving it away, and so it has no real value. Where I think XRP has a lot more utility.
So there was no finite number. Is that, am I hearing you?
I don't think so.
Like they're just like, here's another.
I'm now showing Adam's profile on
it,
Coil. So now your profile is on the screen. Hi, Connie.
Thank you. All right, next person.
Yes, next person. so that I can change the image too.
Yeah.
So
who is after Adam? I don't know who we're going to. Is it Lauren?
It's me, but everyone knows me.
Yeah.
So can you go, Nick, because you're next?
Oh.
Patty,
me?
there might be some of our followers following.
Yeah, that's pretty insulting.
Okay. So let me put my profile up. Give me a sec. Okay.
I might have 1 or 2 followers here. I mean, I don't, but I could.
Let me see. Okay, so my profile is up. So guys, PatriciaC, on Twitter PattyAlex, you know this already. And I started first on crypto, after on Coil. This was also the path I had, just like Adam. And I write about anything without planning. You guys know this. I can't plan because there's something happening the day and I'm change everything that I have planned to write about that. So I gave up on planning. It's spontaneous. It's the day. You saw, like with my blog today, I had something else. I thought about something else, didn't have it written yet, but then Ken gave me the award. So I changed
Yeah.
everything and wrote about the award.
Wow.
Well done on that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you totally deserve it.
Thank you, guys. So, for
And
me,
are
I
you
think-
wearing a snowflake onesie at the moment?
Eh?
Wait, what?
Are you wearing a snowflake onesie at the moment?
It's not a onesie. It's a reindeer.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Wait, I have to
That's
put it.
so
I have to
cute.
put this on
Whoa.
stream. Wait. I have to put it. The guys were not seeing this on YouTube, okay? Only you guys. Because I was sharing my
good.
screen and I was sharing Coil, so now everyone can
Right,
see
right.
my little reindeer
I
Christmassy.
need that.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
That is, yep.
Okay, let's get back. Nick, it's your turn. I'm going to put your profile up.
Oh, you're going to put that dumpster fire up there?
Yeah. Go on. You're up.
Nickel and Dime. That's funny because I think I got the name originally. I started my Twitter for a fantasy league like 8 years ago, and I came up with Nickel and Dime. And then I was just like, I don't use Twitter, so I stopped using it. And then when I got on Coil, and then Ken, I don't even know how I found, because I was getting frustrated like with posting stuff on Coil and it just tanking. It was just like, and it's not that, it's not like my content got better or because it's always been great. But what it is like when Ken had that idea, it's like, let's just start this club and we'll have this like blogging club. And there was something to blog about every day. And then, that's where I found so I fired up the Twitter account again and I was like, Nickel and Dime, I guess I'll use that. So, but then I started getting really weird when people, I think at the first time Patty called me Nickel and Dime, I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like I just felt weird about someone calling me Nickel and Dime, like, and you just said it with your accent, you're like Nickel and Dime, and I'm like,
No, but no,
Why-
it's
why
saying
does that
Nick,
make you
okay?
weird?
You are.
I don't
saying
know
Nick
because
now.
everyone calls me Nick, and then everyone like I've got this pseudonym. Like I thought most people would be able to crack the code. Like Nickel, he's got to be called Nick, or maybe my name is Dime. Like it wasn't that hard to decode.
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Your name is Dime. Yeah.
But yeah.
I just
So,
thought
but
you were
anyway,
worth 11 cents, that's all.
no, but I mean that was funny because the reason I got into Coil was I was into crypto first because one of my friends was so like, 2016 or 17, he told me about crypto. And he's like, you got to get on this. And he was big on Ethereum. And, I just started researching, like I went nuts about cause I'm pretty frugal with my money. And what I read with the use cases of Ethereum, I was like, I don't, it's all like gimmicky. And it's not like maybe someone could show me something about Ethereum that I didn't know, but I would buy pieces of Ethereum, I'd buy pieces of Bitcoin, and I bought a couple XRP, and then I started trying to move them over the network.
Exactly.
And Bitcoin would just, you'd be like, oh my God, this is like 6 hours. Like, what's the point of this? And then I remember transferring XRP to the wallet, and it was like, boom. And then I read what they were trying to do with it, like this Coil, we're going to try to do this. And I was like, if this shit takes off, like I think Coil is going to, if it succeeds, imagine a social media site that people get paid for posting. This is essentially what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, can Facebook, can Twitter, can any of those platforms compete with that? I don't think so. I mean, I would say they've got to, I don't know if they're not pushing Coil because it's still in beta, or they expect the people to go out and go, hey, you got to be out, like, you got to join Coil. I don't want to because I feel like I don't want to be like a market multi-level marketer.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Right.
do you want to make more money? I got all this cryptocurrency. I'm rich.
It makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
We have a joke with my wife and I that she's gonna come down home and there's been a foreclosed sign on our house, and I'd be like, I got 2 million XRP, babe. And it's gonna be like tanking. I'd be like, I did good. I did real good.
Oh, man. Don't do that. Financial advice. Don't.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being paper rich.
No, but that's the funny thing. Like, there has to be like, but there's so many use cases I see for XRP coming up that they've made it so easy to design stuff for. Like,
Exactly.
you know, that game I'm making, I could monetize that, right? I could just put it on a web page and be like, Coil, that's a Coil thing, right? Yeah. Or somebody like I was thinking about this, right? And then a poker, like someone was talking about poker on CBC's Telegram. You could design a Texas Hold'em thing that was like 5 to 10 XRP an entry, and you could sit back and take 1 XRP, and if it takes off, I know. See, like I've got billions of brain cells just firing at all times. It's
we I'm those ideas, but sure.
No, Adam. They're called neurons firing. You don't get it.
So, guys, let me just cut here for a little bit so that Lauren can introduce herself real quick, because Jungle was asking on chat actually, how do we get a non-crypto enthusiast to pay for a Coil subscription? So now it's the right time for Lauren to do her introduction, because it's
what a segue.
That is
That's
a
perfect.
segue.
Yeah, we couldn't have planned it better. So I'm Lauren. On Coil, I'm Explore More, although I'm really thinking about changing it because it doesn't really...
But it's so good.
Not brand consistent, I know. But Explore More on Coil, and then First Cup of Tea on Twitter. And I, like you guys said, I didn't understand a word that you just said about crypto. I have heard Bitcoin.
You look like my wife when I start talking about it, and she's like, I don't fucking care.
Don't care. So I know what Bitcoin is, and I know I have XRP floating around in cyberspace. But that's about it.
But you earned that.
Yeah. So I found Coil actually through a random Reddit post. I was looking at a thread about YouTube creators who were frustrated with the monetization process because YouTube could basically just demonetize them at any time. And someone had just posted like a random comment on that just said coil.com. Like that was it. So I clicked on it, of course. And then I spent a lot of time researching whether it was a scam.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that is fair. You're like, it feels like you're getting money for nothing, which doesn't seem right.
Yeah. So I was looking at, like, oh, you can be a creator without paying for the subscription, but we're gonna pay you an XRP. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a scam. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, why would I do this? And then I think I started clicking around to like a bunch of probably your guys' articles or maybe Ken's, and just thought like, what the hell? Might as well sign up. Can't lose anything from it. And then I got harassed into joining the CBC. No. Seth kept tweeting me on Twitter saying, "Hey, you should join this group." So I joined, and then So then I joined the subscription because I wanted to make sure that I monetized everyone else's posts that I was reading. So. Yeah.
And now you've been filled with regret.
Perfect.
No, it's great. It's so much fun. I get to write. The best thing about Coil is I get to write about stuff I'm passionate about, and like it doesn't cost me anything. Like if I get XRP, great. If I don't, I've spent the $5 on the subscription, but mostly just to support other people. It's not really for me, so I don't really see it as a kind of a net zero game. Like if I get XRP, great. If I don't, I still had fun doing it. So.
Well, that's the thing about it all too. Like I looked at this, I tried to like, that's funny because when you're like, was this some kind of scam or something? That's what I call a normie looking at it, where I'm like, there's they just give you this, like, why aren't you joining this Coil thing? And that's just probably how you look at people, like, have you joined it yet? Why haven't you joined it yet? Like, but what the crazy thing is, you're right. Like, and I think about this on a day-to-day basis. Let's say XRP goes to 0. Oh no. Look at all the stuff you created and just have. Like, and dude, I hope someday you guys come to Traverse City, I believe it's called, or Pervert City, as what you Pervert City.
Or travesty.
I love the fact that I give you guys my dream place I want to live with my wife and kids, and you guys just piss all over it. You're like, oh, sounds like a pervert place.
Our internet friends for.
No, you should just move to Portland, because that place, there's probably pedos walking around all the time.
There's none. Yeah.
No. 0.
There's none in Portland.
No, but even if, and you can mathematically say XRP is never going to go to 0, so it'd always be worth something. But on the top of that, like,
can you though?
I mean, even if you didn't want to hold the XRP, sell it. Just sell it when you get it. Like, you can't argue with that logic right there, right? Like, you just, all right, you got that boost, sell it. And you know what? Or if you want to,
money, of course.
I think when I started getting XRP, I think it was worth 30 cents.
Yeah.
And now it's like 22.
Yeah. No, that is
USD.
That is a thing. Yeah.
So when people, I don't know anything about this world. So when you say, like, how much XRP is worth, do most people, is it like standard to like convert it into USD, or would you say like it's worth other amounts based on your currency?
No, so even people in Australia convert it to USD and then convert it in their minds to AUD. So USD is kind of the standard for what something is worth.
I gotcha. Sorry, my cord too.
Which was confusing, because I had a friend from New Zealand go, "Whoa, Bitcoin is worth 20,000." I'm like, "What?" But he was talking about New Zealand dollars, which no one cares about. That was the wrong way to do it.
I don't understand that though, because if like Patty, I mean, you're the only one of us who's not in the US. I mean, I don't understand that though, because like if you were talking about legitimate like dollars or currency that you could withdraw, I mean, you wouldn't withdraw something in USD, right? Because you wouldn't be a tangible.
Well, I could actually, because I use an app. It's kind of a banking app. It's Revolut. They are already in the States. I don't know if you guys heard about it. They started here in Europe. And Revolut gives you access to accounts in euros, in US dollars, in Canadian dollars. I have to check that out, but I think also has an account in Canadian dollars. So if I didn't have the chance to use, for example, to convert XRP to euros, I could do it for dollars, transfer to my Revolut account, and from my Revolut account just go to euros. That would be no problem for me. Yeah.
So people in Australia would convert it to AUD to take it out and spend, but they'd still talk about it being worth 22 cents USD. So that's just how we talk about it. Yeah, it's weird.
Exactly.
But that's, I mean, people not in the US are used to converting things to the US. Like, that's just how these things kind of work.
Yeah. I think that's what they have to do, is they have to keep on opening corridors, and just like they have to make the infrastructure grow. And that's what I mean. If you think about the initiatives that Ripple's doing, giving, like, they gave Coil, although Coil's founder was originally working at Ripple, but they gave him $1 billion XRP to grow that infrastructure. Just grow that infrastructure, make it work. I mean, that. Go on. No, you.
Well, I was going to say, I'm assuming that billion XRP investment, I'm assuming that's what streams payments to creators. Like, that's what the bank that they pull out of.
So I think, and I don't know this for sure, but I think the Coil boost, I think, comes from that $1 billion gift.
Yes,
but I think the actual streaming comes from our various $5 subscriptions.
Oh, okay.
So like if they didn't get that, there'd be no boost, but we'd still be making the XRP that we make every day from our posts.
I'm really curious about
You know, the boost is there since
Top
they
floor,
started
all the way
Coil.
to the top, go to the
So
right.
I'm not sure, in fact,
He's just to the right.
because it helped Coil give the boost maybe for longer, but
Push
it
it up, all the way
already
up, all the way up.
exists since the start of Coil, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that was who is that gentleman you were talking to the other day that does the XRP zoo?
James?
Which one?
Yeah, James. I noticed when you mentioned how much the boost was, because he was talking about how much views he was getting with the Coil on YouTube, and you were just like, yeah, I got boosted this.
Yeah.
And to see in his eyes, he was like,
Yeah.
whoa. Like,
Yeah.
because I think they're really trying to push this avenue, just like, hey, and it's not like, I don't think you were trying to brag. I mean, I would brag. That's mostly what I do all day, is talk about, you know, how awesome Coil is. Even in my guitar students.
Oh, really? Got to get them young.
Yeah. I've had quite a few complaints from the parents. They're like, we don't care.
like, stop making my kid talk about cryptocurrency for Christmas.
That'd be awesome. Hey, did you guys hear about XRP? It just went up to like 2 cents. It's awesome.
We're like 0.0002 cents.
So I'm not sure about you guys, but I constantly give up on like articles that I'm reading on other websites because of like all these ads and pop-ups and things like getting pushed onto my screen. And for me, honestly, like the subscription to Coil is kind of worth it to just not get bombarded with ads all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see Cinnamon grow as a platform too,
Yeah,
especially
me
for that
too.
reason. Because I'm so sick of YouTube just
Like,
watching like a 5-minute video and you get like
5
6
ads on the
ads.
middle.
right.
Yeah.
It starts with ads.
Especially with the politic, with the election cycle.
yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, just stop, please. I don't care. Like, I don't care.
You
I don't
guys
care.
have those ads? I don't have any politics ads on YouTube.
Oh, well,
They're geographically based.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
makes
Mhm.
sense.
Because I know you're not a voting citizen of the United States.
That we know of.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
were, maybe.
No, she's not Russian, so
But even like so many
oh, snap. Look at that. So smooth. Look at that.
Yeah.
like
Well played.
there's even like people's like videos and podcasts now, like where they're talking about things that they're advertising for in the middle of their podcast. Like
Yeah.
it drives me nuts,
like
honestly.
Audible.
Yes.
Oh,
I never have to hear a fucking Audible. Oh wait, can we curse on the live stream?
I've dropped the F-bomb like 3 times.
Okay.
They didn't stop me, so.
Okay. But I never have to hear fucking Audible ad again in my life on a podcast. But the thing about podcasts though, it's so funny. You can just fast forward, right? Like,
Right.
Right, but
When I'm in the car,
It's
I
still-
try not to crash.
like, I don't want to hear about super beats ever again in my lifetime if I can avoid that. Super beats? You guys haven't heard?
in that industry. So
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
No. Super beats has nothing to do with music. It's super beats are like beets, the vegetable beets that they
Oh, shut
blend up
up.
and put in powder. And it's like, I hear it on talk radio and you're like, have you tried super beets? Like, no, I don't.
I've
No,
never heard
I would
of
never
it.
eat that.
It
That's
sounds
garbage.
super
Stop
beat.
it.
That's so funny because knowing you, I would totally think it would be like super beats, you know,
Right,
like
right.
a DJ thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's literally super beats.
Yeah, no, it is super beats. I've got like 5 pounds of the order in my garage still waiting to get. Who says advertising doesn't work?
Exactly.
Well,
Honey, we're
if I'm full disclosure, I have an Audible subscription, so
no, but that's the thing about Coil. What they're trying to do is say you don't need a subscription for anything.
Yeah.
Like they want to
Except
make
Coil.
deals with
Yeah.
right. No, but like they want to make deals. So they did one with YouTube. They did one with that image platform.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think they want to branch out. So like I don't want to buy a subscription to the New York Times for one article or the Washington Post for one article. Coil would just say, oh, he's a Coil subscriber. Just let him read that one article and he can go on his way. If they can achieve that kind of success where you're just like, I don't want to see a paywall ever again. Or even Netflix. I don't want to pay a subscription to Netflix. Maybe I just want to watch one movie. Maybe I just want to watch one show. If they can harness that kind of stuff where people are just accepting that as payment, then it's game over. And we'll be the biggest people on Coil. What's that?
How do we draw more people like me who don't give a shit about crypto?
So
well, I mean,
like I had a little bit of success with that today. So I wrote my post and then I tweeted that out to the people who made the game that I was reviewing, and then they retweeted that to like 5,000 people. And so those people, they like the game already, but they don't know anything about Coil. So I think if we kind of start to target organizations or whatever, or people that are interested in the thing that we're talking about that aren't crypto based, I think that's how we kind of like start to sneak people in. Yeah. So like, I want to read that thing below the line. I want to.
You're so big potatoes compared to my small potatoes, because I harassed my nephew to get a Coil subscription for like 2 months, and he finally got one. And then he's like, but all you do is make articles. I'm like, you can do so much more. And he's like, Uncle Nick, I don't know what you're like, I wrote a game company today. And I'm like, talking to my nephew, I'm like, you got to get a subscription, damn it. Just get a subscription.
I mean, I don't know if I got a single person on where you might be more confident with that.
We should do like a telethon where we could show each other's numbers. Adam's got thousands.
Guys,
I got like one, two.
Riley is saying the way to really bring people in is show people the boost payments, and it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, and people see the amount of money you can make, even if you're not into crypto. Like Nick said, you can change it for money right away. You get the boost, you change it for money, you buy what you want. So when people realize the amount we have for boosts, it will bring more people in, definitely.
Yeah, but it is. All right, who's going?
I think I was just going to say, like, I'm kind of waiting until like the second or third one that I get, just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke. So I've gotten one before I start telling people about it. Like, I just kind of like, I just don't want to be made a liar.
Man, no, I've gotten like 6 or 7 of them, and I'm just like, I just don't. You know what? I guess what it is, I'll tell you, it's self-preservation, because like I'm like the only. There's a couple musicians on Coil right now, and I'm like, I'm so important. I'm so special. There's someone like when people really start coming into the space, or they're just making videos. I'm like, well, it was good when it lasted. It was really good.
I legitimately get so jealous anytime someone posts something about history. I'm like, just get out of my space.
Fair.
But that
there are a couple of people posting about history. I read something.
Well, they can.
Yeah.
You're welcome, all creator.
I want all the history. All of history is mine.
Riley says she's had so many people sign up just by showing them how much that she's made. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
She's the reason why I joined. I actually read an article about the success that she had, and then I jumped on, and then I found Ken. So then I asked him about it. But yeah, I mean, she was.
Well, Riley also has from what I remember, she has a social media background. Like that's what she does for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's not easy. You have to be dedicated.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't put on a face. I mean, like this is me trying. This is me giving it my all. So like for people like on social media all the time, like I don't understand the Twitter when you guys are like retweeting and stuff, and I'm just like, fuck.
I just that gave you away.
It's like but it's a necessary thing. Like you have to just keep on. Like that's the weird thing. If you want, because that's the only thing I see Coil lacking is its lack of community inside the actual space. Like I can't talk to you.
Comment that'll change.
Right. Yeah, and that's weird because they have it available on Cinnamon, but they don't have the two things interoperable, or you know what I mean? Like it's still. Yeah.
I'm not sure where comments would go on the page. Like
Like at the
Well,
bottom
on the
where all
right,
comments
maybe?
go.
Like, for
right, but
example,
no,
like,
the
but
right
like
would be
that's
cool,
where the
though.
on the
subscription stuff
bottom.
is.
Just like
Right, but
cinnamon does.
that's where all our subscription stuff. So like, would it be like above the subscription?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I like it on the right. Yeah, like so you have like the post and then like a
Right.
little like that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I'd be happy with that.
So you can see all the trolls' comments. Your
Yeah,
guitar
see,
sucks.
I just am not interested in comments yet. Like I
Oh.
think there's so many other things I can do.
Yeah, that's fair. I just,
No,
I
see-
guess I've come from platforms where commenting is a big deal. And
Yeah.
so for me, it feels like it's lacking, but I don't truly care.
No, here's the
I
thing.
would love
I'm
to
40 years old,
interact
and
with
if
our readers, don't you guys? Because for example, right now we have that interaction on the CBC, but we don't have it on Coil. And I would love to
Right.
have people commenting on the blog, well done, or today I didn't like your blog, so that I could know, for example, okay, people didn't like this kind of subject. Maybe I will find another subject. I think it makes
No
sense.
one's
if
gonna
people
say that to
interact.
you.
No one's gonna say that to
No.
you, Patty.
yeah,
It's either gonna
See-
be legitimate people who like you or trolls.
right. Well, that's the thing. I think Patty has better skin than I do because if somebody, the first person that trolls me, I'll be like walking out to my wife like a 14-year-old girl crying, like just a complete and utter mess. Like they did it, babe. They tore me down.
We won't be seeing you on the CBC for like 2 weeks straight. Yeah, I get you.
Just
Yeah.
did, like all of a sudden everything's deleted about NickelNDime and he never existed. It's just like I don't want to be that anymore. Click.
Yeah, see, I think analytics would be so much more useful because you can actually see what people are reading. Like if they care about
Right.
your post, you can see the numbers of people who are reading that post
Mhm.
versus
Right.
the number of people who are commenting, which is arbitrary
Yeah.
at best.
Exactly.
So
Well,
I
that's
would really
also-
like to see analytics first.
Yeah, because I mean, how long were they on your page? Did they just do a quick
Right.
scroll? Did they watch your whole video? Did they, fast forward to the end and just comment at the end and say, yeah. That's, you know what I mean? There's so many different things that they could do with it. But that's the thing. It still says Coil Beta. I mean,
Yeah.
if this is
Yeah,
what they can
exactly.
start off with,
Exactly.
like, I love when people are like, are we billionaires yet? And it's like, relax, calm down. Jesus.
I can already see
Like-
that I've got 0 views on Cinnamon. I already know the answer.
Dude, cinnamon I think is vastly underutilized, but people
Oh.
like myself are intimidated by that format, especially when YouTube already offers them so much more.
It's
Right.
Just say goodnight. Say goodnight to everybody.
Bye.
Oh, that's so
All right.
sweet.
Bye, Des.
Did he say goodnight,
told you.
Henry?
No, he said
Goodnight,
goodnight, everybody.
Oh, that's so good.
He is
Still doesn't make me wanna have
fascinated
one.
by it. Good night, Desmond.
Good night, Desmond. You're the best in that house.
Guys, good news. Riley is saying on chat that Coil is working on analytics.
Oh,
Good.
nice.
Great. Great.
She would know. Hi, Riley. I listen
That was
to your
my-
stuff on Spotify all the time.
Oh, so good. So
That
when
was
is
my
the
son.
Riley Nick collaboration.
Yeah.
She messaged me. She said she's coming up to Detroit. I gotta.
Oh, really?
Where does she
Yeah.
live?
I think she lives in Nashville.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool. You know what would make the cherry on top is if we could get that one bass girl that puts bass videos up, because that would be a
yeah, she's in
full
Germany.
trio. But
Who's that?
she's in Germany.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that? I'm blinking.
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Meikee.
I'm
Menke?
assuming Makey. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah, she's really
yeah,
good.
that would be cool. Whoever it is.
Yeah, she can play. Sorry about that. Was my son Desmond and Dime. In case anyone didn't catch.
He's, which how old is he? 2?
That's personal. No,
Not
he's
the
he just
newborn.
no, he's he is the newborn. He's got a gland problem, and thank you so much for noticing.
Okay, here's the deal. I don't have kids. I don't know anything about kids. So you could tell me that like he's learning to read or like
Oh my
like
God!
you could tell me he's 5 years old and I'd be like, can he talk yet? Like I have no I have
No,
clue. I have
it's
no
totally
clue.
that's awesome because he's 3 and I'm still like Grace, like I will be out in public and I'm like, that kid is like standing on his head and all kinds of stuff, and she's like, he's 7, Nick, relax.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they look the same. She's like, they don't look the same. What's your problem?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I don't know anything about kids, but
they're
he's really cute.
no, thank you. That's I don't know where he gets it from. We're gonna have a DNA test soon because
Ah.
Oh, Nick.
No. But we're not
Well,
supposed to
here-
know Grace's name, right? So your wife,
Grace and Dime.
Grace and Dime.
This is awesome. I'm having a blast. Just a blast.
Oh,
It's a good thing Patty was hosting this because I think if I was hosting it, it would have become the Nick show with special guests. Like I just would have pulled out the guitar, muted you guys, slowly took away the pictures just so I could get your views and be like, hey.
Oh my God, muted us. We're like, talking here.
Stop playing the goddamn guitar. Stop it.
It would
I
just
still
be like
haven't heard this.
3 rooms of empty curtains. Oh,
Oh.
Nick is playing.
Yeah, where are you at with requests, Nick?
I had to take a break because I was doing the game. I mean, I was. I do want to get back into that. What was the? What request did you have again? You had something
I
else.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Which the second
Okay.
one was. I was waiting
Okay.
for you to do it so that I could remember what my request was.
You probably will forget by the time you hear it and be like, "I like that song. That's a really good song."
You're like, oh, I requested that. I have such good taste.
Exactly. You can always try to find
I know
it
what
on
it
the
was.
CBC, but it's impossible. So yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It was Oh Wonder.
Oh Wonder by
Oh Wonder.
who?
Lewis. No, Oh Wonder is the artist.
Oh,
I think I requested
oh yeah,
Lose It.
I watched it. Yeah, you had some. Yeah, you guys all had some like Adams with the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, I will be walking around the house going, Ruby, 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 Ruby.
Yeah.
What are the lines after that? Do you want to do ya? Is that how he says it?
Yeah. And then the
Do you
next
want
line
to
is
do ya?
something like that.
Yeah.
Can I request Stutter Rap by Morris and the Miners?
Next time, can we do just a stream of us requesting
Yes.
Nicholas to play stuff?
Yeah.
This is like this is how the bar scene happens, and this is where my fame fails and falls because I get to go, I don't know that one. I don't
No,
know that one off the top of my head. I don't
We'll
know that
set
one.
it up beforehand so that we like it's like the audience members in the crowd who like ask the questions that are like pre.
Oh, you are smart.
Free
You
bird.
are
And you're like,
so smart.
I don't. I know.
Like, I've been doing this for 20 years and I never thought to put some plants into the audience at bars. Like, never. I'll just be like, I'll learn every song there is out there.
I mean, doesn't that imply that you need to have friends?
Um,
Oh.
I mean, can you pay for plans with XRP?
Adam, can I talk with you in another channel really quick?
Oh,
You know what?
the boys
That's
are
great.
fighting,
'Cause
Patty. The boys are fighting.
you know what? I totally wanted to be like, if streams ever get to over like 50 or 100 people, you're gonna see me become like a completely ego psychopath where you guys are like, I can't deal with him. That guy's nuts. This is the Nickel and Dime show. Get your head out of your ass.
Guys are gonna think I'm an alcoholic. I just finished.
I mean, it's after.
Wait.
Over already?
How do you Is it? Wow, we got 10 minutes.
It wasn't full when I started. So.
Oh, okay,
No.
okay. Perfect.
It wasn't full when you started the stream. Is that what you're trying to start? You started the bottle before the stream.
Never know.
So, why isn't everyone else drinking? Are you on like a no drinking thing, Adam? Yeah, let's turn it on them, Lauren.
Yeah, it's a training thing. It just made me boring.
Oh yeah, cause how's that going?
So not so well in the last week. I got distracted by Thanksgiving and Friendsgivings and all that. But today I'm back.
When did you have your first American Thanksgiving? Was it the first year you guys got here?
So we actually had our first American family type Thanksgiving last Thursday, so a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay.
Like we've had plenty of like Friendsgivings, but like
different.
the actual it's
Different.
very different and enjoyable. The family one was like it was really nice of them to invite us, but it was super awkward a lot of the time. I feel like that was like the true. I got the real experience.
But was there any awkward political talk? Because that is the true hallmark of an American Thanksgiving is the awkward racist comments from grandparents that you're like.
Yeah. So there wasn't, but there was 2 girls that were in a relationship with each other, and then half the family didn't talk to them.
Oh,
so there's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Sounds like my family.
Yeah. We had we had thanks.
I did wonder if like we were invited to kind of be a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah. So the family's on the best behavior.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We had Thanksgiving at my brother's my brother's and his wife's in-laws, and
your brother.
He literally said my brother's wife's family we had Thanksgiving with. And I'm sorry it was so hard for me to say that. But he literally pulled me aside and he said, "You can't talk politics." And I was like, "I don't." And he's like, he goes, "Even if someone comes at you and says the most insane thing, you cannot say anything." And I'm like, "Well, that's not really fair, is it?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well," he's like, this is Chris, by the way, from my articles of Nick and Chris, the family, yeah. But like, I mean, and they said the most insane things. I sat there and I was like, wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. You're crazy. Like, and that's just like, all right, fine. You've checked out mentally. Like, it's just like, what are you going to do at that point? And also,
get like an amazing debrief with your partner, like on the way home.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we'd have to
make it into a drinking game. It's fine.
Right. Like 4 hours just reliving the beauty of it all.
I usually my feminist brain takes over, and then I'm like, actually.
No, yeah, it's so bad. It's so like you're just like. But that you look at it and you're like, see, and another thing, Thanksgiving food I hate it. I can't. It's not good. It's just like everything I look at the table, I'm like, oh, sweet potatoes with marshmallows. Where do I throw up? Where do I throw up?
That's the best part. So you can go screw yourself. That's the best part of Thanksgiving.
The one person who
loves sweet potatoes and marshmallows.
Scorched
marshmallows on top.
I never had it.
Don't you live in the Midwest?
Good. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I never had it, but love sweet potatoes, love marshmallows. What can go wrong here?
I'm with you, Nick. It was a lot of craziness happening, and like 6 times more food than required.
Yeah,
but it's not even good. It's not even like you're not looking at like at a T-bone or a ribeye. You're looking at like a turkey and cranberries from a can, and you're like, that's not cranberries. That never was cranberries. It has the can shape to it, so yummy.
Yeah. Not a big fan of the meat-centric.
Sorry?
No, I was just saying I'm not a big fan of the like meat-centric holidays, like turkey and
and
Okay.
Well, that's America.
beat-centric holidays. It's like it all comes back to super beats.
How no super beats. No, it's how much meat did you have today? Did you have a steak? Did you have a brat? Did you have a burger? That's 4th of July. You know what I mean? Like it's so insane when you go and eat at these things and you're like, dude, I can't. Oh, you had a heart attack. I can't understand why. I don't know where you got that.
To the US? Patty, have you been to the US?
No, not
Yeah.
yet. Not
No.
yet. I'm waiting for XRP to go up so that I can have some extra money travel.
Where would you come, Patty? Would you come
Yeah,
to
where would you go?
Detroit? Wait, I'll handle this, Lauren. Thank
This isn't a
you.
loaded question at all.
So out of the Coil Club, we've got Adam and Lauren in Portland. You got Ken in Ohio, and you got me in Michigan, the
Also,
beautiful
Miguel
state.
is in Seattle.
Steven. Wait, who's in Seattle?
Where's-
Miguel is moving to Seattle.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
And
Well, that's another
Steven
one. Damn
lives
it.
in Baltimore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I
And-
will do a tour all around to meet everyone. Yeah.
She's like, I'll go to Canada.
You could totally. Yeah. Who's this?
What-
It's Macro Polo and Sandra is in
Sandra,
Canada,
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. But
Yeah.
let's look at things like this. If we have money, we can tour around. We don't need to see
Right.
only one place. So
You just skip the middle part. Just skip the middle. Hit the
Everyone
East
does.
Coast.
Yeah.
Hit the West Coast.
Yeah, you could have free lodging anywhere you stay. You could stay behind the curtains in Adam's kill floor room.
You're always
Could you imagine?
Sure, behind the
Thank you for
curtain.
coming, Patty. If you come with me, here's where you'll be staying this
I'm
evening.
a little nervous about how close I live to him now.
Come on. You guys.
No, I wouldn't even be mad. I would just be like, that sounds about right. And then you know what? You know what's gonna suck? This is because I always think about back to me. I'm like, damn it, the cops are gonna be talking to me, and I'm gonna have to explain what the hell Coil is, and I'm gonna sound like a psychopath.
They're going to stop talking to you as soon as you start talking about XRP. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
he doesn't know anything. Don't worry.
You're like, oh, it's some kind of MLM bullshit.
Exactly.
No, it's all
Hilarious.
good. I mean, that's what I think. If we could just get it to grow, that's the whole thing. It's like getting a plant, and it's right now. It's in that seedling stage. Like it's
Right.
either gonna grow, and if it grows, it'll be here for as long as the internet will be here. If it's
Exactly.
not, then it'll be like Google Glasses, where people are like,
It's kind of an
it'll be there and it
oversaturated
wasn't.
market, though, in terms of like you've got some social media networks that are so huge that it's almost like incomprehensible that something could replace them.
Okay, but
But
the
how
thing
much
about
are-
Coil, so like this is what brought me to Coil, like beyond the newness of it. Like the thing I
Right.
liked the most about Coil was the fact that you can have 10 people who follow your niche market, or you can have 10,000, and you're getting paid no matter how many people are reading.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
YouTube can't do.
Yeah, which any
Right.
other platform, that
Yeah.
doesn't exist. You have to be
Ability, like
clickbaity.
it-
You have
Yeah.
to be,
Right.
you know.
And I know
You're-
lots of people on Instagram that are trying to like build up their audience just so they can get some
Sell
sponsorship.
out. Yeah.
It sounds so hard. Like
You
it's
don't
like
Until
a
they're gonna
full-time job, but nothing. Yeah.
until they're gonna dye the tips of my hair and totally start pushing people down for pranks, and just be the first one on Coil that does that shit.
Wasn't that what your wife was afraid of when you said you were going to start?
That's
doing this
exactly
shit?
what she was
Like,
afraid of. I'd be like, babe, we got to eat somehow. This XRP ain't gonna give itself. All right.
Exactly.
I'd like to think that the audience for Coil is a little bit more mature than the audience
Yeah.
for.
No, I'd
I'd like to think that
Push
too,
someone down
but
immediately.
Wouldn't it be awful if like I try to push like a 10-year-old and they end up pushing me down?
Whatever.
It's
You
like
have
awful.
2 kids. You have a built-in.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm exhausted all the
Push your own
time.
kids down. You don't even have
I
to
do
go to find
thank you.
something. Yeah, you just push your own kids.
Yeah.
Film it.
Dude, I don't know how we don't have 1 billion views right now. This is gold. This is like seriously.
Can't believe we're giving away all our best secrets.
I know. Well, what's
kids so that you can
wild?
film them for cinnamon. Clearly, that's the takeaway.
I'm gonna march out of this room and talk to Grace and be like, I got it figured out, babe. I got it figured out. We need kids.
It's going now. Now I'm going to do a profile, a totally different profile. I have ideas. It's on. It's on.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, what else? I was going to say quickly, what do you think your best article is you made so far? I want to do this. I want to do this really quickly because I was thought about this before. Because you guys don't have to do this, but this was for my own personal satisfaction.
Looking.
What? Like, I'll tell you what I think your best one is, but you tell me what you think your best one is.
Okay, so it's
So,
a game.
Patty,
It's a
what do
game.
you think your best one is thus far?
Let me look.
I'm scrolling through right
I
now.
have over 70. I have to look. I don't
That's
remember them all.
insane. That's insane.
Patty, when
I'm
did
Patty.
we start on Coil?
How
Like,
long?
when did we all start? Yeah, how long have we all been on Coil? Let's get a relative perspective here.
Maybe 2.5 months, not even 2.5, I think. But
Okay,
close
that's
to
embarrassing
2.5.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the
70
15th of October, so a month and a half.
How many do you have?
How many posts?
It's not about size, but
She's referring to the penis.
I've got 2 of those, like everyone.
I got 3, but who's counting?
Damn it.
So our best one.
All right, Adam, what do you think your best one is?
Honestly, like I think today's one, it was definitely.
I was going to say that. I really thought it was so cool, and I was like, that was so I was that was cool, and I was like, that'd be a fun game to play if we could get. We would have to get like 10 people. That's
I want to check it out.
I don't even know 10 people.
The Steam version, I've just been playing it myself, so like you can have just a few people. But like for that post, I probably spent all day on it yesterday, like doing the pixel art for it and then doing the video and all that sort of stuff. Like I got excited.
No, it was really good, man. Good job.
It take like days to write.
Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in between Lauren and Patty in how much output I can put, because like Patty is just like boom 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 boom, and then but Lauren's are still quality content. You're looking at and you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Thanks, man.
She's surprised.
Wait,
I like how she immediately thinks I'm like a stoner. Thanks, man. You want to smoke a doobie out back?
Thanks, man. Well, I do live in Portland. So.
I do smoke weed. So
is it legal there?
It where my place?
Yeah, where you
in Michigan.
Like,
I
plead the fifth.
You just see my screen go black. I go out to
I legitimately forget that it's not legal everywhere. Like we were traveling to Colorado the other day, and like we were driving through Idaho and Utah, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot that it's not legal.
I did the same thing. I took a bag with me, and we went to I think, where do we go? Tennessee. And driving through, I was like, I don't know where I'm going to put this. And my wife was like, why'd you bring that? We're in a legal state. What are you going to do? I'm like, and she's like, they could pull us over and take everything we have. And I'm like, I would pin it on you, babe. Just calm down.
I don't even smoke, but it's just interesting to me when I go to other states where it's like, oh fuck, yeah. Don't even think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think
No.
my last tutors one is
Goes pretty
I
good.
I will
You see it?
I
There
will
you go.
I will reserve the tutors ones until I watch the show. Because I feel like when I read those, I don't feel like I have a good enough understanding of the show to be like, but it's on.
To properly evaluate her work.
No, but like I think it's very great stuff. But like the one I like the Australian one, the Bush.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Kelly?
I did not do. Okay, the Blitz did not allow us to do justice to the
Yeah.
topics.
No,
There
it
was so
didn't
much cool
because
shit that I missed because I was just trying
it was. It was terrible. That Blitz was just like
I failed you guys.
No, dude. I'll be honest. If you didn't, I was gonna fall short because I was just like, today I woke up and then I showered and then I thought about things. The end. I'm a blogger. Fuck. What are you talking about?
And the rest of us like, what else did you do, Nick?
What is it?
And
Wait,
then I
let me.
ate breakfast.
Can you see it? It's the one with the meringues.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
The
your
cooking
chocolate
one,
favorite.
yeah.
I love those.
It's the meringues because I love them since I was a child, so I think it's my favorite one. It's not the most upvoted one, but it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is yeah, your cooking ones do really well. Like not
really
well,
like
but they're
those.
fun to watch. Like and I was like I'll be honest, the first time I watched or read it, I was like, Patty's doing cooking ones. But then I read it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's really cool. You know what it is? It's because you're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that was that's the whole thing is I think if you're actually enjoying the created product, then, you know, all the trolls you want can shit all over it. And you'll be like, I don't really care. You don't have any power over me. But that I honestly like your creative, the Halloween one, just because it was a different departure from what you do. You don't do fiction. You don't at all. This was, I think, your only fictional piece. And I was like, oh,
and a short story piece as well. I did a short story, but they are the only ones. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like, so other than those two pieces, you're like, you stick to like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what's going on. Yada yada yada. And it's not bad, but that's what you do. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, I'm going to try this, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I hope to see more of it in the future. So, yeah, I just wanted to pick your brains out. Like, what did you? Because I was like, you know, like I was curious to see how close I was to your guys' actual, you know, what do you think? What do you actually like?
So wait, did you say what you think yours is?
No, I didn't.
One?
I was waiting for somebody to
bring it up.
So
hold on, I'm looking right now.
And we'll tell
What's
you if
that?
you're right.
NickelNDime.
No.
Yeah, that's me with the guitar. I play guitar. I don't know if I've made that clear.
So which one is your favorite that you've made?
Oh, I love your ones about your the nursing though. I know that's not even your story, but I love those ones.
It's mine because I do like, you know, I try to remember everything she tells me about what her days were like as a nurse, and I'm like, wow, that's intense.
What's the one I told you made me cry?
All of them.
Yeah, one of them made me cry.
About the homeless people being more drunk because they couldn't be evicted?
Well, yeah, which one made you cry? I don't remember which one you said made you cry.
Was it the hospice one?
The hospice one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the hospice
one.
It
was one of the ones about your wife though. I was like, oh,
my favorite one.
For me, my favorite from you is when you do the ones with your brother. I think those are hilarious. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Those are true stories and they're not embellished. That's the screwed up thing about that. Like when I look at and I realized that my family was not normal, and no family is normal. But when I started telling people stories about my childhood, they're like, that is fucked up. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I think I'm well adjusted. Like what?
Have you found yourself paying more attention to your wife now that you're a blogger? You're like, yeah, tell me more about your day.
So I can write about it and make money.
I need content. I need content.
I got nothing. I had a cup of coffee today. I'm talking about the coffee. No, my favorite one was one that is never, it was before I joined the blogging club. And it was my most memorable gigs, volume 1. And I never did a volume 2 because
I
it
literally
didn't
just
do
scrolled
so
on
well.
it.
Yeah, that's it. That's me in my youth.
Yep.
That's before the wheel. Well, that's before the world kicked my ass. That's
Aw.
optimistic, Nick. If you're questioning that, see that what I'm doing in that picture, that's called a smile. And
You have
plenty of
Okay.
them. Yeah,
I think
but
I hear one right now, actually.
I do hear one of them. He is crying. I might have to go soon, guys.
Okay.
Well,
How do
you get
you have
to
kids
see
too,
the
right?
other one.
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh, I thought you said you had.
She's got cats.
I have cats.
Oh, okay. All right,
Aw.
we're the same people.
Oh.
This is Emmett.
That's
But
the baby.
if-
That's the baby.
this is very good, Lauren.
Such a grumpy
But-
baby.
He is. He's a lot.
Aw.
He's a lot. But if you ever read that one, I mean, it is very descriptive on just what a bizarre night that gig turned out to be.
Oh yeah, I read that one. Even if it was before you were on the CBC, I read it. Yeah.
I think it was when they were just. Thanks, babe.
Me too, Emmett. Me too, bud.
Wait, where did the baby go?
I have stagehands.
It's
I
all the
bought
way
them.
before XRP.
I rented
Then it
them.
was being collected.
You just threw your baby onto a pile of XRP? Your life is so different.
I know, it's so wild, isn't it? I spent like $3,000 to have stagehands just so I could be like, and thank you.
Worth it.
Bring it. Hand me my guitar. I'm about to play. And then I could go explain the expenses. All right, babe. I spent $3,000 and I made an eighth of an XRP. So if we crunch those numbers
In 6 years, might be
in
worth it.
6 years, after you divorce and take everything, which you rightly should.
You're like, so babe, I bought a whole XRP, so that means when you divorce me, you get half an XRP.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she has to know the ledger number. So then, you don't just hand those out. You know what's worse is I've tried to explain to her the numbers in my code, and she's like, I don't care. So I'm like, I could drop dead of a heart attack, and this thing could go through the roof, and it would be lost. And she's like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, please be interested in
Then
something.
Adam, your bromance gets it.
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing you could talk about XRP. One of the original investors, this is why it's impossible for it to go to zero, invested $2 million. He was like a Howard Hughes type guy, but he was one of the guys into crypto, and he dumped $2 million into XRP when it was 0.006 cents. Then he died, left his numbers to nobody. So that is never that's lost. All those are gone. So if you look at it like,
Stop it from going to zero, though. It just means that like there's still a supply that no one can get access to.
so then how could it go to zero? Technically, it could go to 100 or a billionth of a cent, but it could never go to zero, could it?
It can go to zero if someone buys it at
In
zero.
value,
Government.
yes. In value, it can because it's not directed with the amount of coins that are out there. It's the same
Right,
with the
right.
missing
It's
bitcoins.
just what people are willing to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You just blew my mind. I got to sell my toy. I got to sell everything. I got to get out now. No, wait a minute.
I know it
That
can go to
doesn't make
zero.
sense to me.
Panic mode.
Yeah.
We gotta-
I
we
still
gotta
have
move
no
on
idea what
this.
you're talking about, so
We talk so much cool stuff you don't even know.
cool.
No, I mean this was really cool. We got to do this more often. I mean, this is fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So do you guys have posts that you're excited about? Is there anything that you're working on that we should be super pumped for? What are you working on, Lauren? Tell us.
Yeah, what's the great novel? Come on.
I can't spoil it.
Damn it.
That's my way of saying that in case I become super lazy and don't do it, I haven't set myself up to fail.
Makes perfect sense. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I want to start posting more.
Is that
Cool.
the
I mean,
New
like
Year's
a-
resolution? At midnight, you're going to say, I'm going to post more from now on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just had a picture of Lauren in my head staring at the computer screen with the cursor just blinking. Just
Pretty
on.
much. Yeah. Pretty much how it goes.
And then she writes today and then deletes it. And then delete.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I have like 3 unfinished posts just like saved that I haven't finished.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's so hard because there's so much research that goes into my
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not just like I felt like
Exactly.
Today I was sad and blah blah blah.
Not that there's any that kind of content. It's just I'm really intrigued by the idea of keeping Coil as like the history side of things and then keeping Cinnamon as like the off topic.
Have you done any cinnamon videos or no?
I haven't because this is radio face, okay?
You can wear a Don't worry about it. You can wear a onesie. You can wear a Rudolph onesie with snowflakes on it.
Dude, right now there's this guy on Coil or Cinnamon going, hello. And it's just like, why are you so cheery?
I gotta find that niche market.
For example, I would love to see live streaming on Cinnamon. I think it would bring
Yeah.
more people in.
What are we even doing on YouTube? What's it good for? Nothing.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Like Coil's like, oh, we monetize YouTube. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You have a whole platform
Exactly.
to replace YouTube. Why are you monetizing
Just
YouTube?
No, that's
add live streaming there, and it's perfect. We can use it for everything,
Yeah.
for posting videos, for live streaming. Yeah.
it's wild that they have such, when you say it's an oversaturated market, Adam, I disagree because there's certain things that they could just go wild with. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of the value of XRP, if people are getting something, like you said it best when you're like, I had 10,000 views on a video and I got nothing for it. And even let's say 1,000 XRP equals a nickel. Guess what? You're still but you're still getting something, right? You're still getting absolutely something for doing something.
Exactly.
And you can give, and that's my one critique about Coil and Cinnamon. You can't tip on those things.
No,
Why not?
I think it's on the
That's a
not
good
yet.
point.
Yeah.
Like I can tip somebody on Twitter, on Reddit, but that's the end of it, right? I can.
Well, I think you can tip someone on Coil. You just need to know what their
But it's
pay
not,
point of thinking.
for example, on the platform, it's not direct tipping like we do, for example,
Right.
on Twitter. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, and that's the bottleneck is where you get your Laurens of the world who don't care. They don't want to screw around with stuff like that. They want to click a button that they say, okay, that'll give them 5 XRP because I like that. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to know how that shit works, and they don't care. Well, it's fine.
Because on
Like,
Coil
that's
it's a payment pointer. It's more complicated. Ken did the blog about how does it work, a payment pointer. I actually didn't knew how we would send money to a payment pointer. I learned about it on Ken's blog just when he did it. Yeah.
Right, but I know a guy who was trying to send like 100 XRP to 2 people, and he just couldn't work it out, and they kept sending it back to him. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was such an awkward situation that I heard. That was really
I
awkward.
think I remember something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, something. He just
When
couldn't figure it out.
I heard they were really hot too, the girls that he was
Absolutely.
trying to.
I
Absolutely.
mean, classic.
what is going on? I don't even know what story you guys are talking about, and I'm curious to know about all of this in fine detail.
you can watch the video back.
But like when because I got into crypto at like before the last bull run, and
What does
I
that
remember
mean?
telling
What does
that means that I watched a $1,000 investment go to $30,000 like that. Like it was wild, and I would the whole time I was like, "Are you kidding me? I should have put more money into this son of a bitch." Like when I was looking at it, and I was just like, "This doesn't even the numbers don't compute in my brain about how much percentage it actually happened." But in crypto, it's such a new market. It happens, well, not in the bear market, but it happens when it starts to actually start taking off.
Yeah.
But I remember because my buddy or my bandmate Keelan, he was like, "All right, I'll buy some. How do I do it?" And before you couldn't even buy XRP, you had to buy a Bitcoin, transfer it to a site that had an exchange, transfer the Bitcoin to XRP, and then put it in a wallet. And explaining that to my or Keelan, he's like, I don't care. And it's like, well, that makes sense because they don't. Nobody wants to do that. Like if you make something, like people are lazy by nature, so if you put another wall in front of something, people are just going to go, I don't care, especially with the internet, especially with how fast things fly. And as much as like I'd like to think I'm an artist, like I like to take my time on a piece of work or something like that. If it's not good, it's gone, right? And that's the sad thing. If it's not good, if it's not interesting, it's gone. And
No,
that's
I bought some shares, and that took.
no. I said it the best. No one can say anything after.
Oh, sorry.
Stream over and
Exactly, and stream.
You know, I would love to do the mic drop, but it's too much money. I just need to see you go, no. Go on, Adam.
Go on, Adam.
No, like I bought some shares, and it took 4 days. Like, so you got to put money in the platform, and then like that takes ages to get there, and then like you got to buy the share and all that sort of stuff. So yes, people are lazy, but people have been buying shares for a long time, and that works. And that takes way longer than buying cryptocurrency, for example.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm saying in the infrastructure that XRP is trying to be utilized. I'm saying that, and if you're talking about it from a pure investment standpoint, you know, it's not federally insured. So if someone stole my crypto, the feds would just be like, "Oh, that sucks. Sorry."
Yeah.
Like that's the wild west that we live in, and that is crypto. Like right now, you know, I could say, you know, I have 2 million XRP. Oh, did I say that out loud?
No guitar teacher has 2 million.
what is that, like $20?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more or less that. Yeah.
But I'm not even really sure if crypto should be an investment. Honestly, like I'm excited about what we can do with it. Like especially, you know, trying to transfer money from Australia to
right.
the US.
No, that's the only reason I bought XRP before the bull run was when I actually did I ever finish that story? Sometimes I did smoke a lot of weed in my youth, so there's just sometimes I will go way off.
But
and then
100% legal.
Yeah, always. But I remember testing all the cryptocurrencies out because that's what cool people do on a Friday night. But I remember like the Bitcoin take and then XRP just being instantaneous. Yeah. Like it was just so fast, and I'm like, and then I thought about what they were trying to apply to it, and like with Bills, with Grace and I, like we never know how much money's in the bank account because it's just processing, and they're doing that on purpose because they know they want you to play the head games. They want you to go, well, how much money do you really have? You know what I mean? So you got to put more money in the bank account. Whereas XRP, that if they made that stuff just go away, I'd call that a win just on that. Like,
I mean,
why
thinking
do I
about,
have
like,
to bother?
businesses that like have to wait 4 or 5 days for the credit card payments to go through before they get the money that they earned by selling you the thing.
Right.
Instead of 5 days, it could be, what is it, 10 seconds?
Right.
Right.
Well, that's the funny thing. Like, I was thinking about blogging about this. There's a liquor store right down the street from me. The guy knows my name. I don't know how. All right, I go there often. Whatever. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Anyway, there
Yeah, you have a
is.
credit card with your name on it. It's like, yeah, it becomes payday. I mean, Nick.
I was like a tinfoil hat guy that bought a bunch of beer, and he's like, "Would you like anything else, Nick?" And you're like, "How do you know my name? How do you know my name?" But anyway, they've got a Bitcoin machine and I'm like in a city
Really?
right outside of Detroit, and it's like this liquor store that it looks like it doesn't look any different from any other beer shop or craft beer store. And I was like asking him, "Well, why do you have this?" He goes, "This I get more commission off the ATM than the ATM."
Really?
Right.
People are coming in and buying and buying and buying. And I'm like, really? And then I looked at it and it had Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, but it had no XRP. And I'm like, but then I was intrigued because I'm like, well, you have a MoneyGram sign on your door, right? He told me how much money he transfers. And this is a podunk small liquor shop. But understanding Detroit's infrastructure, there's a city called Dearborn that has a lot of Arabic people and population. And he goes, we do over $20,000 a day in cross-border remittance.
That's
and then I think Ripple is literally buying MoneyGram as we speak.
Right.
And MoneyGram has made the statement, like, we're utilizing this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ripple, MoneyGram, and that's just one use case.
Yeah.
Like, and that's, you think about what the people of Ripple have said. Who was it that said they either Ripple will go away or they'll make a dent in the universe? And that's what they're trying to do. They're really trying to upend the whole monetary system. And so it either has to be all or it's going to be nothing, which is fine. I mean, I'm a gambling man. Woo! But it's funny.
Using like Western Union, like the fees are like $35 to $40.
Well,
So expensive.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Like, and it's just it's so dated and it's so analytical it's analog. It's analog type stuff, right? Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing counting beans in the basement? And like, this person gets this much money. And then they slap a horse on the rear end and they take the money. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Like, just stop it. Like, that's why as soon as I sent one XRP to a wallet, I was like, game over if this happens. It's just not even, there's nothing that can touch this. It doesn't make sense.
I mean,
but
I was
that's
able
just
to send money to people in like Venezuela quicker than I was able to send money to my partner in the same room using like US Bank. Like, that's just nuts to me.
Yeah, it's just, I like the fact that even Ripple gave money to a gaming company. You think about a game that would just utilize XRP in the game. I mean, they're just thinking about how many ways we can get this thing to start working. And I don't see, like, that's the thing, even if you do look at it as an investment thing, I don't see any other cryptocurrency doing half or an eighth of what Ripple or XRP are doing. Like, I mean, I bought VeChain, and I just because I was getting bored, and I sold it because it went up 30%. And I was like, okay, and then it crashed, and then I bought some more again. And it's like, all right, I'll do this while I'm waiting. But if utility ever takes over, then I don't see any others that have as many deals as what they are trying to do. That's just me.
It's XRP and VeChain. Yeah, definitely. Utility coins.
I mean, that's yeah. I mean, that's just all. That's what I actually see if it does take place. Now, if it doesn't, then I made a bunch of friends off this, and I made a bunch of content that I can be like, I made a game, I made a bunch of songs, and I recorded a bunch of songs, and I did something with my time rather than go, did it moon yet? I'm so rich. Stop it. But it's so cool because like look at this. Would you have ever talked, Patty? Would you talk to two people from Portland and one from Detroit? No, absolutely not. I try not to talk to Adam. Like I'm messaging Patty and Lauren. I'm like, does he really have to be in the channel? He's too cheery. He's too cheery. I can't handle it. It's just too much.
No,
too
you
happy.
You said that before Adam joined us. Yeah. Let's block him.
You know who's that happy? Serial killers. That's who's that happy all the time.
Damn it.
Is your wife got singing lessons tonight?
No, but she's practicing right now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Can't hear
She
the pedals in
sings.
the background?
No.
Why are you guys so fucking talented?
Well, I'm wondering why she isn't. Why isn't she made a video? Why isn't she posting?
We need a crossover between you
Yeah.
and Adam's wife
Yeah.
and Riley and the bass chick whose name you guys couldn't pronounce.
I mean, that could be like a stream, a 4-person stream, and they just do 4-part harmonies on the stream.
Ah, and then me and Patty in the background just going,
We're so a part of this. We've contributed so much.
we're the hype men. We're like, yeah, fucking get it. Woo!
I like to point out I would be the only male in that stream. That's yeah.
You really only need one, so.
Yeah, you do. Because it's just too much sex appeal with this. There's just too much going on all the time. Like I'm worried. I was thinking about just wearing a mask as I went on here because I don't want people to be distracted by the looks. I want to be known for the content.
I mean, that's why the rest of us haven't got a word in. It's because we're just looking at it.
Just
guys, for tomorrow.
Just like
for tomorrow, are we on? Are we going to do
what you thinking?
A separate blog for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, all 4 of us.
About the stream.
Oh yes.
Blink, 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 blink. Lauren at 2 a.m. Blink, blink, blink.
But won't that go against Lauren's like history?
I don't know what to write up. Like no. I'm saying I'm playing like she's like trying to write up a blog about this video thing.
I've done personal blogs before on like mental health and stuff, so this is a perfect mental health.
I was just teasing. That's my way.
There were a lot of people subscribing, and I think it's funny to see the 4 version of the same blog. In fact, it's funny for our readers.
Mine's just gonna be so egotistical and so like my back hurts from carrying those fuckers for all night.
You are 40 years old, so.
It's just like. Thank you. Yeah. And you know what? And thank God I am because I have the experience to carry us through this thing.
Yeah. And I have the youthful energy to
you do.
maintain. Mm-hmm.
You do.
Exactly.
And Nick, I think you're the 3rd youngest on this stream, if I'm correct.
What? Get out of here.
I have a baby face though, so I would look like I'm like 15 years old.
Adam is 42?
41.
41.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am 27 for 1 more week.
Ooh, what are we going to do for Lauren's birthday?
So
I'm going to read about
37,
history.
So I have 10 years more on Lauren. Exactly.
What?
I'm 37, so I have 10 years more on you.
So
I
I'm
think I was the 3rd youngest.
Yeah, I might have got the math wrong.
It's
math is
Adam.
hard, yeah.
It's math, yeah.
No, you're the best at math.
So that really came up to I was the 2nd oldest. Thank you, Adam. You made me feel better for a second. And then I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, you should have taken at face value. No one would have known.
Wow, there's still people watching. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for still watching. That is awesome.
We didn't even talk to the viewer. Have you got any comments or anything?
Yeah, they're like.
I tried to catch up with the comments more or less. Yeah.
I should have had it up.
There was, Lauren, I saw a comment where someone was saying that you were perfect in every way.
Me?
No, Lauren.
Yeah.
That's my husband that I planted to.
That's how you do it.
Hey, look what RTB said. You all need to make a story up about the same thing, but from 4 to. I kind of suggested that, like we write a story and then we throw it to the next person. I said we need someone to start it. I'm not a starter. I mean, I'm more of a.
With this stream, if we all post about it tomorrow.
Well, I'm saying afterwards with a blog, we could write a story, like a fiction story. We could start in the history. Mm-hmm. So, Lauren, you get to start the story off, and then you hand the baton.
Like, no.
Are you sure? Can we flip a coin? Wait,
I would start it.
Look how cute we are! Ah!
Man, we're put together. We're a slick bunch here. This is really good.
Delay.
This could really help my image.
It's because of us. It's us, Nick.
Yep. I'm going places. I'm going in my guitar studio tomorrow, and I'm quitting and telling them what it's at. Like, I'm out of here.
I'm a streamer now.
Guys, I'm so bummed. I was liking all these comments the whole time. Oh.
But
wow, they really enjoyed it. Like that's what I.
No, but for example, Lauren, next time open YouTube on a separate separate window, and you can,
No, she's learning about technology.
Hey, I am a millennial, so I should have known.
Exactly.
All the time.
Wait a minute, this is being streamed somewhere? I thought we were just doing a video conference.
We are still live.
Is this my VCR? Where the hell am I?
Guys, the weird part is that we are doing this for more than 1 hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know, it's because we're so interesting. Oh god, my cord. Here, look at this cute shit I bought. Here, hold on. This is a phone charger.
Really?
A phone charger?
Yeah!
That's pretty cool.
Look at this!
Yeah.
Look how cute this is! I was just really excited. I got it today in the mail. I was really pumped.
That's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, about things in the mail.
Always on it just when they're charging.
I think I'm going to have my camera tomorrow. We are talking things in the mail. I'm excited. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yay. Is it like a vlogging camera?
It's a good one.
It's a DCLR. So it's a more of a kind of semi-professional camera. In fact, I'm so excited to have it. Yeah.
So you can't stream with it, but you can record videos.
I can stream with it. Yeah.
You can stream with it. You just plug it straight into your computer.
I just added as video source, and I can stream with it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
There we'll see lots of videos of Rudolph and the reindeer.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, what's the next stream gonna hold? This is just gonna get out of control. Now we're gonna have to outdo each other, and it's gonna turn out to be like the Gong Show, where I dress up like a chicken, just to be like, oh, Patty had a reindeer shirt. That's awesome. I got a chicken suit.
I didn't know we were supposed to dress up. Otherwise, I would have worn my collection of onesies. Wait, hold on. I have one right here, actually.
Join the party, Lauren. Join us. Or
Hold
me,
on.
in this case. Join me.
Oh my god. Is it a koala?
Yeah, it's a koala.
Yes, represent.
Nick was going yeah.
My appropriating your culture.
No, we like it. It's good. Koalas belong to the world.
Adam, put the curtain over your head. The curtain is your trademark, so
No, he can't. He can't open that curtain.
no.
we
no.
don't.
Never
We
mind,
don't
never
want that
mind,
to
never mind.
happen.
No. Now we're just getting into inside joke territory, and all
You
of our
just-
viewers won't understand
just-
what we're talking about. Wait, what?
Why do you have that at hand, ready to go? Like,
It was my Halloween costume.
no, I don't buy it. You have that at the side at any given moment, just to
Danny
be.
just saw it now. Okay, Danny. It's a reindeer. A Christmas
All
reindeer.
right, Nick, you're up.
What? Why I don't have anything? I got a
No,
hat.
you pulled out the baby, so that's
That is
Yeah.
true. That was a good costume.
none of us
Yeah,
have
yeah,
babies.
So
you know.
I don't want to be that guy, but should we close this stream out?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
It's like
Because it's
5
going to
a.m.
reach a
for
point
Patty.
people are dropping out from watching, so maybe we should
Yeah.
end it now on a good note. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I forget Adam and I have the luxury of being in the Pacific time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank
we
you
were
very
such
much for setting
divas.
this up, Patty. This was amazing fun.
Ah,
Hey, can I say like and smash the subscribe button? I've always wanted to say that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
If you guys like what you see, like and smash the subscribe button, and like. Oh, Patty already wrote out all our coil blogs. Look at that.
It's in the description.
Look, you're
of the
on
video.
top
Yeah,
of this.
Well done. Thank you.
Good thing you hosted this thing, because if I did, this thing would have been a fucking train wreck.
she's so organized. I love it.
Just,
You
it
just
would have
gotta
been like,
organize the game with a guy and maybe.
well, that was the worst part about playing that game, and I still think I lost because I was paying attention to the audience, and I wasn't.
We were hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. That was
They-
some of my
they-
best
And
work.
it
'Cause-
was such a large audience. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
That's a good-looking audience.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get when I have to read, and I'm like, I don't want to be rude, and then Adam's just like, ha ha ha, and then he's rolling his die, and I'm like, that's awesome, cool for you, good for you.
Thanks.
We need to do Jackbox games next time.
Yes. That sounds
All
awesome.
right, we'll try that. All right, guys, good night.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Patty. You're the best. Your others are the second best.
Yep.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.